What up, Cyber Nation? What's going on, y'all? I can talk in the 1400 Club live, coming to you from the 2023 Blue and White Spring Game. Let me know if y'all can hear comments. What's going on, Phil?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Blue and White.
We're here, man. We're here. We're here. We're here.
We're here, man.
Spring is in the air.
So, man, hopefully everybody is. We know it's a little, you know, the weather is a little shaky. Go ahead.
But
We finished. We testing this out. What you need? All right, we good. Go to the comments real quick. Corey gonna follow along with the comments in the from his cell phone, but we finally made it. We were gonna do a live show outside of the stadium, but the weather obviously changed it. We appreciate the media team for allowing us the press conference room to allow us to come to you. We gotta exit real quick.
Get out of that.
Hold on, y'all. All right,
There we go. There we go.
All right, we got it. Can you hear me? Let me know y'all can hear us just fine. Come on, y'all. Y'all can hear us? Somebody say we good on the audio. Let me know y'all.
In the comments. Let us know. Okay, we good? We good?
Good?
Okay.
Okay, good deal.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff.
All right, so fellas, man, we you know how to use Bluetooth. We're gonna be on. Other than that, just follow on the comments. All right, we good. We good. All right, we good. So we would have started at 1, but they actually had to change the Wi-Fi box, so we're good now.
Technical difficulty.
Comes
with the territory.
But we upgraded. We're trying to do all this from cell phone right now.
We got Wi-Fi at the vet. Yeah, so that's all that matters. Well, at least in the media room.
I know, right? Yeah, man. So spring game, man. What you most excited about?
Man, everything, man. Waiting to see this turnout, even though, hey, still come out, the rain is slight, everything south of us, so weather won't be an issue. But man, look forward to see the turnout. Looking forward to see quarterback play. Yeah, this defense looking like, because that's what we've been bragging on. And we'll touch on everything later, man. But the quarterback and defense, definitely want to check out.
Yeah, I think everybody's gonna be excited to see Coach Maurice Harris' offense. You know what I mean? We had a chance to listen to him talk about his offense, and one of the things we noticed every time Coach Maurice Harris talks about his offense, he gets really excited. Even today, we got about, I want to say, 10 to 14 recruits on official visits that's in Jackson for the spring game,
and a ton that's not on the official.
A ton of
I lost count
of unofficial, right? So. But one of the things we did get a chance to see being over at the school this morning is he had those recruits in there, showing them the offense, showing them plays from previous, times when he was coaching at Liberty and other schools, to give them an idea of what that set looks like. And then we even had a chance to listen to Coach TC. One of the reasons why he really liked Coach Maurice Harris as an offensive coordinator is because he said he really likes multiple sets on offense. So now. You get a guy in like that's somewhat of a savant when it comes to playing fast, putting pressure on the defense, and going vertical, man. I think we're gonna see a little bit of that.
That's probably what
much of that's gonna change with the weather, because the draft. I mean, obviously the field might be a little wet with the rain, but as long as everything clear out, we should get a good showing.
That's probably what I'm looking forward to seeing the most, the offense, because and we've gotten a glimpse of it at practice. I don't know how much they're gonna unveil. Obviously, it's a spring game, so it's usually vanilla, and I would imagine not everybody's playing. A couple guys banged up probably here and there, but what Coach Harris has been able to do as far as the different sets and the different looks, again, I'm probably talking too much already, but I'm looking forward to us kind of putting the SWAC on notice already, because what we lost, especially in that wide receiver room, and I was breaking it down to y'all. If you look at the team, the guys that we lost, if you were to make that its own team, that team could probably go win the SWAC. Yeah. Think about it. I'm talking about a Shador Sanders, and we go Travis Hunt. You go down the list, the people that we lost on offense and defense, that team could probably compete for the SWAC. So how do you replace those guys? We've seen it, right? We know, and when we see people talking and questioning and saying, "Oh, we're not going to do, what we're going to have," but we know it. I'm ready for the rest of the world to start to see it. So
yeah, but even on that, when you mentioned about putting the SWAC on notice, I was going to say that for later. Like, we even caught the video that was posted of Coach TC at the team meeting this morning.
Oh yeah.
And pretty much in his statement, that's what he's putting the swag on notice.
Mhm.
But not only that, he's putting the whole football world on notice, saying, hey, even if the game's free, we want everybody to come. Come see what we're about.
They
We're
even
gonna
break it down on the sideline.
Yeah, we're gonna make a statement today. And so I love the art and the swagger. I love the mentality that that Coach TC has. And again, this team is going to mirror his swagger, his energy, and as we stated, his quiet confidence. But he's a very, very sincere and confident coach. This team is going to mirror.
The confidence, it just jumps because when a person is quiet and doesn't talk a lot, you don't know what they're thinking, right? You never know, and that's the best way to be. Don't have that poker face. You don't know what you're thinking, but his confidence. We talk about all the players, and I keep going back to the players that we lose, and I've spoken to him. We've all spoken to him, and the fans in the opposition, when they see us lose these players, they're like, aha, aha, aha. But do we blink? Do we bat an eye? I mean, you build relationships with some of these guys. Don't get me wrong. We hate to see them go, but at the end of the day, do we blink when we lose a certain player?
No.
And why? And that comes from it starts at the top, right? If you're panicking from the top, then it's obviously it's going to trickle down. But Coach Davis, like,
so I want to throw this in here real quick. So huge shout out to Under Armour. We definitely appreciate their official outfitter for Jackson State Athletics, and they were here featuring three dynamic players, right?
Talk about it.
But one player I want to mention, Mr. Seven McGee, and the reason I want to mention Seven McGee is because in the interviews, and you guys will hear that coming out soon. So one of the things Coach TC talked about, and you talked about recruiting, and here's where that confidence comes into play at. When you lose the caliber of talent like Corey just mentioned out of the off the team that go into other places, his first recruit, his first commitment was Seven McGee.
He dropped the bomb.
And he said, now the beauty of it was he gave us a little insight on the conversation he had with Seven, and he let him know, hey, I want to be a Jackson State Tiger, And he said what that signing did or what that commitment did is it gave the Jackson State faithful let us know that there's not going to be a major drop off when it comes to recruiting. And Coach TC feels like he can get any player that he that he goes and offer, because one thing he did say talking to Marcus and I was he said he recruit the parents too. And he gave us some specifics on a particular player that's at a particular SWAC school. We ain't gonna mention no names right now, but he did say he likes to recruit the players and the parents because those are going to be the ones that make the decision. But that confidence shows because when you are able to do in such a short time, now I want to highlight this. I want to mention this. The Celebration Bowl is December 17th. We lose Celebration Bowl. Our previous coach is okay, good. So our previous coach goes off to his next endeavor, and he's able to assemble a dynamic staff. He's also able to put together a great recruiting class, and now the world gets a chance to see what they've been able to do in a. That's why I want to do it. 1 second. Just gonna pull up. Sorry about that. So yeah,
he's able to assemble
put together a really good class and able to now we're gonna get a chance to see that. So y'all don't worry about all that. We ain't editing none of this out. We're trying to do all this.
It's live
from multiple. So because what it is, Zoe want to see the comments just like Corey.
Yeah, you got to go back
so
to
we can follow along.
So we answer questions.
So we can make sure we get any questions in there.
I do want to touch a couple of things you said. You talked about Seven McGee. You said when it slipped my mind just a quick. You talked about when he hired Seven. Oh yeah, when he recruited Seven McGee, it shows that it wasn't going to be any drop off, right? Okay, yeah. So, but what it also showed, it showed it showed the fan base. Okay, there we go. It showed the fan base it wasn't going to be any drop off because we were kind of concerned, what was going to be like. But what else it showed? It showed other 4-stars that it wasn't going to be any drop off as well. That it's still okay to go to Jackson State, and that's what happened, right? Others follow suit.
And also bear in mind, you have the timing of it. I mean, we're talking literally just the very next day after the announcement.
Yeah,
out of left field, he hadn't even coined the phrase "stand by" yet.
Right. We weren't even. Yeah, he didn't even tell us to stand by for that one.
Right. But the next day, wham, a 4-star transfer up, and then it's a position of need. An explosive player. And it actually has, again, we weren't going to scale back on what we're doing. It shows that Jackson State is here to stay. And there was more to come of this under TC Taylor.
Mhm.
And so then you follow that up. As soon as you get that done, you get a quarterback. You get Philip Short in.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? One of the top JUCO players in the state of Mississippi. And then we just went off the running, you know what I'm saying, from then on out. And so, and then there was consistency from that following week into the week after that, you know what I'm saying, with regard to what we're doing. So it just showed that there wasn't going to be any drop off with JSU in this coach.
And then, but what was also important was some of the players that were committed, like an Isaiah Kendall. You know, well, he was a 4-star. I don't care what it says on 247.
Yeah.
The kid's a 4-star.
Number 2 player.
Yeah.
Number 2 ranked
For him to remain, and some other guys to remain committed, that was key as well.
Yeah. So you fast forward, and one of the things about where we are now, you know, here we are. We get to the spring game. There was a little bit of attrition, right?
Mhm.
A little thin on the offensive line.
So we'll talk about
How it is, but it's been very impressive to see what he's been able to do, and like I said, in such a short period of time. And I think the fans are going to really like the product that they see today. And keep in mind, what you see today is not going to be anything close to what the roster is going to look like, because we got probably 30 players that's going to be added to this roster. Many have already committed. They're doing a full court press. Shout out to Coach J.O. For that O-line. They're putting a lot of. We're definitely going to
Revamp.
pack that offensive line room up, man. So we went through. Coach TC went literally through every position and broke down his plan and strategy, how he wanted to go in the direction of that. And we'll just see how it all plays out, man.
So talk about that from behind the scenes, man. How organized Coach O as well. I definitely want to leave him out, but how organized are these guys when it comes to stuff like that? Because you just talked about him going through every position. Because and I look at it from a fan standpoint, when we see what's going on, or we don't know what's going on, rather, and we're wondering, what about the O-line? What about this position? But talk about how Coach TC is always 10 steps ahead. If you as a fan, if you're wondering what's going on, you better believe Coach TC Taylor has already thought about that weeks or months ago.
Yeah, the main thing is they're not leaving any stone unturned.
Thank you.
I mean, everything that we as fans could think of or think that the coaching staff isn't abreast on, I can assure you they leave no stone unturned. They know they're well abreast with everything within this football program, from the players to, I mean, every aspect you can think about, they're on top of it. So some people may think, oh, well, we need this. Trust me, they know.
If you see it, Coach TC Taylor saw it a while ago. He gets paid to do this. So sometimes we just have to calm down. I don't want to say trust the process. That's been overused, but just have to let the man do his job and see what happens.
Yeah, just kind of speak a little bit to behind the scenes. We've had the pleasure and the privilege of just being there, watching the Under Armour. Shout out to Austin, ASVP, Austin Robinson, and the creative director for football at Jackson State, and seeing them bring together. We just dropped a new video. If you're not following Jackson State football, all social media and YouTube page, go to it now. Just dropped like a 2-3 minute long video.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at the organization you spoke about, Coach TC, I'll give you one word. He's intentional.
Okay.
He's very intentional on exactly what it is that he's looking to do. He has a plan. He sticks to that plan. And even when it comes down to every single position on the team, Corey, he got a particular player in mind of how he wants that to look.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that he did kind of speak to, which shapes his recruiting strategy. So with that being said, in some of those conversations, we know a particular school, we had some recruits that were actually committed to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
They wound up decommitting after the coaching change, and he gave us a little insight, let us know, look, those players wanted to be back, but at that point in time, he had moved on, and he talked about the fit, the type of player he wanted, the big wide receivers, right? He wants strong cover corners and big DBs, safeties on the back end. And he wants a robust defensive line, which is something that we have, and I think we got the best defensive line in the conference. I know that some of the other schools might feel confident in what they are bringing back. Every school does, but when you look at the Thunder, we're gonna work around it, y'all. So y'all still come to the game. They're gonna pass over.
They came out for that Southern game on college game day, so so that was supposed to be worse than what we
come on with your rain boots, your ponchos, and your rain jackets, man. But I'll switch gears here to kind of move just from Coach TC. We touched a little bit on Coach Maurice Harris. When you look at the intensity, of the practices.
Mhm.
Very very organized. He wants something specific from the offense. But I want to move to one particular coach that we haven't spent a lot of time talking about. I know we mentioned the O line, but Coach Jo, man.
I knew you were going there.
Oh my goodness, you talking about intent?
That's
Oh man, if you're an offensive lineman out there, we have a star offensive line coach, and I know that some have really griped about that position or maybe the leadership of that particular role over the past couple of seasons. But I can tell you right now, man, our O line coach is gonna be highly coveted, and we thankful to have him in Jackson because he's solid, man.
But
I think our O line gonna be good.
you use the word intentional when talking about TC, but what about intentional when we talk about Coach Jo, as far as recruiting a specific type of lineman? Like I know that's the thing we get in the inbox. What about the when we sign or get a commitment from a skill position? What do we hear? What about the line? What about the O line? Well, we have to be patient because they're intentional in terms of going about recruiting a specific type of O line. Those guys don't grow on trees. You can't you don't find them every day. So sometimes you have to wait, be patient. It's almost like playing poker, right?
And let me just say this too. Like I mentioned earlier before we got the recruiting plans, I told everybody, don't pay attention to position, pay attention to skill set. Well, I echo that when it comes to the O line. People think O linemen are just all O linemen. No, we're getting a certain type of O lineman to fit what it is that we're trying to do. Mind you, this offense is different. We're not throwing the ball 40, 50 times a game. They're going to get mobile O linemen who actually fit this scheme. What we're going to do. So that's why, and again, being that Coach Jo came from where he came from, like, even if you pay attention to the majority of the high school recruits that we're actually getting right now, we're actually going after a lot of guys from the Midwest. Something that's foreign to Jackson State. So again, they're targeting a certain type of O line, and we're getting.
If you look at where they come from, that MEAC, obviously those ties with Coach TC Taylor back at NC Central. When we go up against those, I mean conference wide, typically when we go up against those MEAC schools, why are they usually better than us traditionally? Okay, and where are these guys coming from?
Midwest.
Well, I mean the coaching staff for the most part, as far as Coach Jo.
From North Carolina
So
Central.
what are they recruiting? The same type of linemen that do what to us in the SWAC traditionally?
That's right.
Kick our butt.
Yeah, those that win the trench war. If you look at the Celebration Bowl, and James J, the game is going to be streamed on the Jackson State. If someone in the chat could just drop the link, just paste it.
Jackson State Sports Network.
Post the link in the chat, and then you should be able to stream the game from there. The JSU Network, absolutely.
That's some of these comments.
So when you get into, like I said, the breakdown of the staff, man, that's one of the things. And you go back to the Celebration Bowl. I mean, man, it was a high-scoring game, but one thing that we could not do, we couldn't stop the run, and they won their battle. It was like I don't think we can sit here now and say that North Carolina Central's offensive line did not win that game for them.
Control the line.
Seems like they was able to do what they wanted to do, and we had a heroic effort from Shador and Travis, and we still fell short. But I like the makeup of the team. I love the recruits and the offers that are going out, and I think if we can just land a 25% of everything that went out there, if we can get most of that back in, I think we're going to add anywhere from 9 to 10 offensive linemen.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm in here as well.
9 to 10 linemen. We're going to need a couple of centers. Shout out to Evan Henry and Debo, because we know they've taken literally every single snap this entire spring. So those guys have put in some work, and I know they're going to be excited about getting some support in there on the O line. And then they got to get in. They got to become a cohesive group. 5 is 1.
Well, I got to tell you, I fully expect for us possibly to get a commitment today on the O line.
I will be shocked.
I think. Well, you're talking about online. I thought you meant a commitment period. I expect us to get multiple commits overall.
Yeah,
it's hard to come on this video. You guys have seen we've witnessed the official visit, from the perspective that the recruits see it. And I'm not gonna lie, man, I've been blown away.
Yeah.
I think one guy, it was Braxton Barney, if you remember, he made a comment. He's from Madison, right? Yeah. He said, man, they would take me around town and they would show me parts of Jackson I never seen before. But man, listen, that ride, and we took this ride from the hotel to the stadium to where they go to eat. You remember we took that ride together? Wasn't that just a beautiful? It almost like, man, it was like a beautiful scenic ride, like tour Jackson. Wasn't it?
So for Joe, we listen. We gonna be honest. We keep it real. The Tiger Talk, right? Sure. We know this our city, man. We know there's some spots that ain't the most pleasant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? One thing Otis said gonna make y'all laugh in the interview with Under Armour. He said on one side, it looked like the hood, and then on the other side, it looked like the suburbs. We love it though. He said so. But to Corey's point, the way the coaching staff was able to literally navigate these recruits from the airport
Yeah,
to Sheridan, to the stadium, to where they go eat, and to the next spot that they go to. It's a beautiful display, mixed with the facilities and getting them in, putting them in multiple uniforms. We got tipped off. We made some new threads this year. We don't know what it looked like.
He knows.
But we gonna
He knows what it looks like.
Just
Zono.
and know that we got some
Zono.
good things brewing, man. And
Some nostalgia.
and then listen,
Some.
you couple that with this. 'Cause listen, we're in there. We were in there when Duke Deuce, shout out to Duke Deuce, Memphis finest, man, come in and they Under Armour presented the world tour cleat to the team just this week, and to get Duke Deuce in here, putting that Memphis juke in and get Coach TC pumped up with the boom box in the middle. Like,
Now, you know it's something when TC
yeah,
pumped up.
you don't even see Coach TC get down like that, but it was a great vibe, a great look. And I'm telling you, man, Jack State still got the juice. I'm gonna steal those words because I said this morning. I tweeted this. Jack State always been this way. It's just that
The world.
it's just the world.
We've always been saying that. Yeah.
Through our previous coach, we got some new eyes.
That's all it is.
Retention. It's about keeping
Maintaining.
and maintaining them on Jack State, because you guys can see what it is that we're all about and what we're doing. Y'all see us here, and we're elevating Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club. And like I said, we wanted to do a trial run because we're gonna get a lot of this.
It'll get better and better. If you go back to our first ever episode and see how far we've come, but so that's why this coaching hire was so important, and that's why a lot of fans, myself included, right? If we just want to be honest, we're looking for that next. There's only one Deion Sanders, but we're looking for that next, name, that next celebrity, because we don't want it to be a drop off, right? But TC Taylor has been able to maintain what was going on. I mean, there won't be, maybe not, Snoop Dogg may not be at the game, but as far as just maintain that nationwide, well, you never know. They got that Macomb connection, so he might come, right?
We might see some more, Duke Deuces with QC, quality control. We overheard a conversation, possibly some stuff going down for homecoming. We don't know who might show. Just look at the label of QC, and then you figure it out from there what may happen. So I know there's some folks out there talking about the rappers ain't coming to Jackson. Oh, look, it's Jackson.
Right.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
But even in terms of course, that's why we mentioned about probably getting another celebrity, but that's why I think TC was so perfect and tailor made for TC.
Tailor made.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like I said, this, and I mean this as true as I can be, this is going to be a revisit to the 80s. This is going to have a WC board feel to it. I'm not saying that we're going to win 8 titles in 10 years. It's not what I'm getting at. But when you think, what TC does is he marriages the old and the new.
Yeah.
Mind you that he was on Coach Prime staff, and he even said, we're going to do a lot of what he brought here. We're going to keep a lot of what he had here now. But TC came under Big Daddy. He was here when we had the red block.
Yeah, right. Right there towards the end of that era.
He knows what the real GH was about. And trust me, as fans, you're going to see some of that too. We're going to bring some of that luster back.
And I'll say it because Zoe won't. Not TC knows it, but Zoe's been in his ear about it as well. Like I'll say it. Zoe, the historian, has been kind of pointing some stuff out to TC that TC didn't even realize as far as the nostalgia.
As fans, you're going to see some of that too. So we're bringing some of that old swagger back. So the dead sheet that we don't love is here. And so that's why TC is tailor made. He's going to marry the old and the new. So we didn't need a celebrity. We got a celebrity. We're going to prop up TC and make him a bigger celebrity than what he is.
One thing he did do yesterday, and I don't want to give away the whole daggum interview. Y'all gonna love it though. But he went through his career.
Okay.
Starting off as a player, just kind of talking about knowing Jackson coming out of Magnolia, Mississippi. A highly talented quarterback, and actually had a good career quarterback. And in his last year, at the back end of his junior year, he switched from wide receiver to quarterback. From quarterback to wide receiver. And what I didn't know about Coach TC, though, he said he tried out some other positions. Just didn't work out for him.
Yep.
And I'm not going to mention it. You got to go watch the interview whenever it comes out. But he went into talking about how that has prepared him for this moment. And one thing he did say is something I do want to mention. He said he had options. Jack State wasn't his only option. So for those that we're thankful that he took over at the time that he did to stabilize the program. I think we can say it's stable. I think he's done a phenomenal job of stabilizing it. Still got some pieces to add to his staff, and he said he's gonna take his time. He's not in a hurry to do anything. He's, like I said, keep in mind, Coach TC is intentional about everything that he do, and He knows what he wants, knows what he wants to look like, and he even told us, Corey, why he hasn't named a coach yet.
Oh yeah. Well, what do you mean called wide receiver coach?
Now, the reason being, and this wasn't in the interview. This is just through conversation. He mentioned that he didn't want it. He didn't feel like it would be fair to bring a wide receiver coach in on the back end of the spring. He wanted to let them come in and get them fresh because we got some big time wide receivers going to be joining that wide receiver room you just talked about. You know, the likes of Isaiah Kendall, Isaiah Spencer, Mike Williams out of Natchez. Then he's talking about Antonio Gayton. You know, when you talk about just, and he mentioned another wide receiver that he's possibly bringing. I'm not going to mention the school. Y'all go Googling and say Ken said it. But no, when you add 5, 6 extra not linebackers, wide receivers to the core that we already have, then you bring the wide receiver coach in and let him get them fresh going into summer camp. So right. I thought that was it goes back to his mindset and the attention to.
I'm glad you point that out because a lot of times, again, I'm thinking about the fan when we see, oh, why haven't he named a wide receiver coach? What's going on? Why is it? But when you find out the reason, you see it's well thought out. It's intentional. He has a reason behind it. So it goes back to what you said initially. He's intentional about everything that he does. So
now give me a second. I'm gonna get so right.
So somebody said, Edwin, I think, wait, Snoop has ties to McCombs. Yeah, Snoop family's from McCombs. His grandmother still lives there now. So he's
so he
texted. Can y'all hear me now? I'm good.
Is Zoe clearer? Did he clear up just then?
Testing 1 2
1 2. Can y'all hear me now? Are we good?
While they're figuring it out, but yeah, Snoop, he goes to Macomb often. He and Brandy and Ray J, that's their first cousins as well. So yep, that's that.
All good.
All right, so look, fellas, any particular player that we're interested in seeing today?
Can I go first? Let me go first. I never get to go first. I'm usually asking this, so let me be Zoe this time. Look, I saw a video. Y'all saw this video. I said it's not a drill, right? Seven McGee.
Oh man!
Yesterday, oh my God, I could just visualize that. Could y'all just see that happening in the vet, and I could just see the crowd going crazy, man.
Hey,
that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
On IG, somebody asked, "Hey, was this play on air?" I'm like, "No, the defense is out there."
Because it's gonna look the exact same way when the defense is out there, man. I mean,
I'll go next.
Yeah.
The player I'm excited to see, and the player that I'm excited for Tiger Nation to see is number 4, Jason Brown.
Oh yeah,
quarterback. Yeah. I think Jason has a really good command of the offense. I think he's a leader. He's a mature quarterback. He walks with a confidence, and that you can tell that. And all the quarterbacks have done a good job. But Jason in particular, to me, is who I'm really excited to see because I want to see the ones versus the ones. I want to see how he does when he gets on that vet grass. And you see that those fans pulling up and they out there and the boom is playing. It's a little different there now. See, in practice it's just us versus us with the boom box. But now you're gonna have the actual boom in the actual stands. You're gonna have the fans cheering you, and then it's gonna be a different look. So I'm excited to see what Jason's gonna do today.
So before you go, do offense because we've been offense, and then let's go again on defense.
Not a problem. On offense, I would today I'm gonna say Jesse.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised you said that.
Hold on. Since you're gonna know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Jesse and DJ.
What
is DJ playing?
DJ won't be playing.
Okay.
DJ will not be playing. DJ is nursing a slight injury. He's fine.
But you know why I said too though. Yeah. When I said so, but Jesse for sure.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. You've been waiting on Jency. You're talking about Jency. What's his nickname? Who do you compare him to?
Oh man,
go ahead. He said that when we signed him. So if he turns into a Kyle Pitts,
he's the Kyle Pitts clone.
So with Rico, the reason why I would say Jency over Rico is because I've seen Rico kind of last year, especially. I know what I had with Rico, and we think we know we have with Jency. We're just excited to kind of see it for the first time. We've seen it with Rico, so that's why I would say a Jency.
Actually, I'm excited because I'm so anxious for Tiger Nation to see it.
Okay.
I'm in practice every day. I see it. I'm just excited for the reaction that everybody. So I want to see all the guys you named in the offense because I'm waiting for Tiger Nation to see Jason Brown. Waiting for Tiger Nation to see, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, even Rico balls all the time, and Jesse does too. But Tiger Nation hadn't seen Jason Brown yet. So I'm eager for Tiger Nation to see Jason Brown.
Jesse, I told Jesse this morning, Jesse got a built-in Well, he has an opportunity now. He's going to get a lot of snaps. I think he's going to get all the snaps. And here's why I say that. Hayden, nursing the injury.
Yep.
DJ, nursing the injury.
Yep.
So Jesse, I know he might not be watching this, but whenever you do see it, hopefully he have a good showing, man. And he playing. And listen, that tight end position is very important.
Very critical.
It's very critical. We'll go to defense real quick, and then we'll get ready to close this up because as y'all might hear it, the stadium is getting crunk up, and we're gonna have to get back out there. Get what's going.
Come on down. We got a lot of recruits, right? And they hear about this stadium, so they know it's a spring game. It won't be a full house, but come on down. Let's show them what we can do in the vet. Despite the weather, it's not going to be a downpour. I think we can tough it out. So let's show these recruits who are here more than anything, our Tiger fans, our Tiger Nations, how we show up and show out. So definitely.
Who are you looking for on defense?
Man, I got to pick one of the linebackers. I'm going to go with. Flip a coin. Let's go with Alan Walker.
Okay.
Because you know what we're losing in that linebacker room. So a void has to be filled, and he's that guy who right now we don't know what we're bringing in, but right now he's the guy who's expected to fill it.
I'll let you go now, so I'm gonna go last on this.
Yeah, I think you already know I'm going. I want Tiger Nation to see the quarterback of the defense. He saves gut, aka the book of he saves. So I'm telling you. The new QB of the defense. Oh, and that number sequence, y'all better learn it. It's a real thing. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
You better learn it. It's a real thing, and it's fluid. I'm telling you. But it says good though.
Y'all went DBs and linebackers. I'm gonna go to the defensive line. Yeah. I'm gonna go to the defensive line, and I'm gonna go with somebody a little different than what you think. I want to see Philip Webb.
I knew it. I
want to see Philip. I want to see. Now, we know what we get with Niles Gadd.
Exactly.
First team all swag defender. Jeremiah Williams is a star. Devontae Davis is a star.
Yes.
Antonio Doyle is projected to start, and literally, this is why I wanted to mention Webb instead of Doyle, because Webb and Doyle came out of the same recruiting class, and they was two top 100 defensive ends in the class of, I want to say 2020, one of the two. We all feel adjusted, but Philip Webb. And for those someone asking to know, he wears number 39. So Philip Webb wears 39. Antonio Doyle 22. I'm not sure they.
Philip Webb is number 39.
Yeah, he wears number 39. So I'm anxious to see what he's gonna do. I could have went Keydre and Callaghan, but
that's all right.
I know.
He said he's a pro.
He is.
So he said Callaghan's a pro. He may make you forget about safeties we've had on the team in the past couple of years.
I'm gonna take May out of Florida State.
He said whoever wearing number 13, Lawrence Story. That's you.
That's Lawrence.
That's gonna be Brandon Johnson, straight out of Idaho State by way of
what up, Story?
California.
Steiner.
Shout out
boy,
to
Story.
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir. JSU legend in the building.
There you go. Any questions you guys got before we get ready to close out? We'll take the last few minutes. If y'all want to drop a few questions, we'll answer what we can, and then we'll close it out. They get crunk up. Big Boosie.
Yeah.
Big Boosie, number 98.
I want to see a breakout from Big Boosie. I'm waiting. He didn't get his chance, obviously, last year, but team guy stuck around. You know, like everybody else could have decided to do some other things, but I think he's one of the favorites. He's like as far as in the locker room, the players love him, so I'm ready for him to get his chance. I want to see what he can do. Big Boosie.
Henry Cotton. What's up, Cotton? What's up, big bro?
Hi, Henry Cotton.
Yeah, man.
Hooper's in the building.
Got the Hoopers in the thing. One of the JSU legends.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It is exciting, bro. It's a new era. I mean, it's a new era for Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club. We appreciate our we appreciate Jackson State for affording us all the opportunity to be here, be present, and come to you guys and give you what it is that you come for. So,
and look, and I have to really.
What about the kicking game? Oh, good question. I ain't
I want to thank the coaching staff and our AD man for allowing us this unwavering, unparalleled access that we have now, man. Thank you for everybody because we had this opportunity. But I also mentioned too. Sorry, statement here. You mentioned the kicking game.
Yeah, so the kicking game. Luke Jackson
in good hands.
G Baby, Gerardo Beza, and I'm excited about Avery Salerno. We interviewed him on Tiger Talk. Long snapper. That position is very solid right there. So what we're seeing both Gerardo and Luke punt as well as kick.
Yep.
I would say expect to possibly see us bring in another punter
Definitely.
for going into the fall. But I think the kicking game is fine. We got a great kicker, man. We got strength and accuracy with Luke Jackson and Gerardo might still continue to do the kickoffs. As you guys saw, we didn't really give teams a lot of opportunities to return the ball because he usually kicked it out of bounds. I mean, so the kicking game is solid. The kick return game, though, that's a whole other story. But I'll let you go to the next thing.
Well, I wanted to ask a question about.
Who's returning for? There it is right there.
No, about
Special teams.
Okay, return. Actually, right now, no, it won't. Because let me tell you,
I have an answer.
They are thorough on special teams every practice. I'm not talking about running the mill and having a small segment on kicking the special teams. They are thorough on special teams every day.
And Coach TC, I actually asked him specifically, Coach, are you going to bring in a special teams coach? He said he's not sure yet. He said he's looking to bring in about another 4 to 5 analysts. He values the analyst role a lot more, wants to get more defensive analysts, a couple of more offensive analysts. He felt like from a special team standpoint, his staff, everyone on the staff has had their hands on the special teams, and they literally approach it as a unit.
Yep.
Like Coach TC was caught. Like it was just watching it yesterday at practice. They was doing a walkthrough. He was calling out, special teams one, kick two, and you had Coach Hammond, you had Coach Harris, you had Coach Billerman, you had everybody put their hands in on their contribution. Coach J.O., which has it on his resume as well. So he made because every coach said just so you understand how it works, you get a budget to work with. And within that budget, you have to formulate your staff. And we got a nugget from A.D. Robinson, and I don't think he minds we put this out. He said he valued Maurice Harris so much that he gave him a 2-year contract.
That doesn't happen for
that's the first for Jackson State history because coordinators don't get
one year.
It's always year to year. I'm not gonna get into the money piece, but let's just say highest paid offensive coordinator in the history. And he gave him 2 years.
And that was important for Coach, not to get in his business, but I think that longevity, having that stability for him and his family and his wife, family guy and everything. So I think that was important. So if that's what it took to get the job done, then by all means, I mean, 2 years with Coach Harris, sign me up.
Oh, absolutely.
So it goes to show that, even though Coach Brown left, Jackson State is not shrinking in their day-to-day operations of how we do things and how we handle things. It's just like the analogy, if you've been flying coach all your life, the moment you get to first class, you ain't trying to go back.
Right.
That's the point.
Right. And we got a great athletic director. I think we can easily say we have the best AD in the game. I mean, the rewards, the medals show it, and he is all in on his coaches as well as his student athletes, and done a good job. As far as Max Gibbs not with the team.
Weeks.
Coach Weeks no longer with the staff. Not getting into any reasons.
Specifics.
College football coaching in general is a business. Anytime there's a new head coach, there may be some turnover, there may be some adjustments made. And just trust me when I tell you, Coach TC has his hand all over the staff and how he wants it to look and how he wants to build it.
This happens at the bigger programs every day, all day. What's happening here is not unique, nothing new. It's just we're exposed to it now because of the platform that we're on. But
we have
more eyes on it. But it's been happening.
Archie, before we get away from I do, man, Tiger Nation. Any and everybody to hear me, but tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a cousin, man, get your butt down here.
It's free.
State Street
free.
Because here's the thing, you and you alone could be the reason why we can get an extra recruit today.
And they're here.
We need you here.
Recruits with some stars behind the name. They're right outside this door right now.
You guys asked about kick return duty. I guess I can let them know who you're first go.
I mean, it's kind of,
I'll say one of them wear number 7 and the other one wear number 8. So you got Sam McGee and you got J.D. Martin returning kicks. And Coach TC has bragged on J.D. Martin this whole entire spring. The J.D. Martin you saw last year is not the J.D. Martin.
People develop.
People
develop. Players develop all the time.
Shout out to Desmond Moultrie as well.
Yeah, man.
The two deep on kick return. Caleb Jolivet.
Speed.
And actually Rico Powers.
And
I was shocked to see that.
Let me go ahead.
But I didn't know Rico. Rico was a running back coming out of high school. So Rico got some elusiveness, some speed, but
the dust has not settled because my guy, Mr. Gayton, has not arrived on campus yet. 4-3. So that we're talking about today. Okay, thank you. So
Oh, it stopped raining. We in the room.
Let's
so
go. Let's go.
when
Let's
we get
go.
ready, when we shut this thing down, we're gonna be out there.
So-
you see what we got on. You see Decor C. You see Zoe. You see us. Y'all come up to us, man. Y'all let us know who you are, man. That y'all rocking with us. We appreciate the support. Is there any more other questions? No. K5. K5. We're number 5. K5 is not on kick return. He's gonna be a shutdown corner.
Oh, and look, before the end of this year, Judge, you faithful. The swag gonna learn what that 8-ball corner pocket gonna stand for too. 8-ball corner pocket, baby. Straight up for Jalen Higgins. You gonna do it.
Like the speed back there. I think that just about covered it all, man.
Yeah, we
Everything else that y'all gonna see it when we see it. We're excited about the spring game. It's the 2023 Blue and White game. We're live from Jackson State University. No, we're live from the vet.
The vet. We at the vet.
University. But we at the vet, man. We appreciate the support. If you guys are watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn your notification bells on. Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club. You're gonna get more of this content coming to you live in living color every game. We're gonna try to bring you as much inside scoop as we possibly can. If you're watching from Facebook or Twitter, go over to the YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club. We appreciate you guys for sitting down and rocking with us for this time. We're gonna go ahead and sign off now. And peace. Y'all got anything else?
That's it.
That's it, man. Yeah.